Hi guys, so I finally received the results from my DNA analysis, and this week we're going to start with a series of videos where we break down what my results revealed. And joining me to give this breakdown is Jessica Peterser, who is a registered dietitian. She works for DNAlysis and happened to study with me. So this first week, we're going to take a look at vitamin D, and Jess is going to explain what my results revealed.
Great, so we're going to be looking at the genetics of vitamin D. So first of all, when we look at your genes, we look at three different types of genes, and they can tell us two things. Either how your vitamin D is being received at its receptor, or even how it's transported in and amongst your body and throughout the cells. And it's quite interesting, depending on the particular gene combinations that you have, you might be at risk of a few different things. One thing, you could be at higher risk for deficiencies. So that means that you would have a lower vitamin D level than what we would ideally like. You could also, based on your genetics, potentially take quite a long time to actually correct that deficiency, or when you're trying to get to an optimal level of your vitamin D. If you're even trying to correct it, you'd probably need quite a large amount of it. We do get some vitamin D from the sun, even from the foods that we eat, but sometimes we need an extra supplement top up. And so when we see based on certain genetic results is we actually really want to top up with quite a nice high dose of vitamin D. And we often see in these individuals, they need to actually maintain on quite a high dose of vitamin D just to keep that level nice and high. And there's quite a few reasons why in health we want to look at vitamin D. It plays a huge role in a number of areas. It's quite a big important aspect of hormonal health. It's very important for your mental health. It's very important for your bone health and a number of different areas. So really vitamin D is a very important nutrient to look at, and your genetics can guide you and provide a lot more tailored and specific recommendations that's relevant for you. So when we had a closer look at Nicola's results, is we can see based on her blood test that she had, according to the benchmarks that the laboratories give us, an acceptable vitamin D level, but not really optimal. So it's quite interesting based on the genetics. Nicola did have the risk allele in all three genes that we look at for vitamin D. And what that really means is there is risk in all three areas for her to have those risk factors that I mentioned of having the lower vitamin D. But once again, just to highlight, it doesn't mean that just because a person has a gene that there always will be that outcome. It's just about a risk. So Nicola is at a higher risk of having that vitamin D deficiency, but it really depends on her lifestyle, how much time she spends in the sun, what food she eats, other aspects of her lifestyle. So genetics can give you that insight into what the potential risk is, but it's not a definitive outcome.